We are live. Final stream before we tee it up at Le Golf National. I'm gonna take a nap. If you can see my eyes, I'm very tired. I've been up for since I went to Scotland. I'm not sure I've slept since I went to Scotland. So it's been a long month of sweating golf bets. It's been a profitable month. It's been a fun month, but I really need to take a nap. So I'm going to keep this stream probably below 15, 20 minutes. Just want to go through the narratives, go through some final bets, go through some final thoughts before we tee it up. And yeah, then take a nap. I really need to take a nap because I got to be up. We got first round leaders to sweat. We got positional bets to sweat. We got golf to sweat. And sadly, I have one more week to stay up late because the women tee off next week. And we're going to have action on that too. But that's a different podcast. So I had some questions about the Victor press conference, which I noted in some notes that I wrote that it was just very odd. He did not seem focused because I know Victor has some crazy press conferences where he's talking about like the world and heaven and hell and just the afterlife and shit like that. But Victor also, by the way, I played 18, so that's why I'm dripped out right now. Shout out Malvin and Kohler, Arson and Kohler collection. We got to link up, guys. We just got to link up. But yeah, Victor's press conference was very odd. He said he hadn't seen the golf course yet. He says he really seemed infatuated with Olympic Village. And then he didn't seem too focused. He seemed like he was just happy to be there, which is great. Like maybe Victor's just carefree, which is a dangerous person. Like I'd definitely be scared of a carefree Victor. He could definitely go out and win and play well. But I wanted to bet him and I wanted to play him. But hearing what he said in his press conference and then looking back at his stats, it was tough for me to get there. And I really, really like him because what I saw from him at Troon in the practice rounds was so positive. And I'm not really worried about him missing the cut at Troon and that bad wave of weather. I really am not. But I just couldn't get there because, like, obviously we like guys every week, and we had to make some cross offs. Some other press conference notes. Colin and Wyndham had talked about the rough a lot. They both talked about how penal it was off the tee, and they said there's a lot of non-drivers off the tee, a lot of layup shots. But if it's softer, then there will be more drivers. But with that being said, like Colin, I think the golf course is going to play pretty true to how we're thinking it's going to play with all this week of prep. I think is going to be you got to play out of the fairway, and it's going to be really iron precision focus. So tune in on strokes gain approach, tune in on what you've been tuning in on all week. I just would emphasize it even more. Any other notes that I thought Nikolai Horgaard said his golf swing feels really good, and I think that's showing in the stats. He's playing good golf. He's trending. He's playing like 3 to 4. He's playing 3 good rounds of golf and leaving that 4th round up for grabs. So if he could put it together, he can definitely podium. Like just a year ago, this man beat John Rahm, Colin Morikawa, Rory McIlroy, all the best players in the world, and won the entire DP World Tour Championship. Some other press conferences that I thought were interesting. Jay Day and Minwoo Lee both said that it'd be really cool to win a gold medal, but they don't seem really confident. Ben On and Tom Kim seem pretty confident. They both like the golf course, both got good prep work in. Hideki Matsuyama said he's swinging the golf club well enough to win this golf tournament. So I thought Hideki had a very positive outlook on the week, as well as Nikolai. And then no other notes besides Victor was odd. Wyndham and Colin both emphasized that you have to play out of the fairway. So let's talk some bets. Let's talk some other stuff that we're going to see this week. So I had to answer something real quick. All right, so the betting board, the top of the betting board. Call me what you want. I don't think I'm not betting in the regular outright markets. I'm going without Scotty Scheffler and without John Rahm and without Xander Schauffele and without Rory McIlroy. I was gonna just go without Scotty market because I've never done that before. I've never once bet without markets, but I'm going without Scotty just because I'm so confident that he's going to win this week, or I don't want to sweat Scotty in the final round because I know he's going to be there. But then I was looking at the odds in the without Scotty market, comparing them to the without Scotty, Xander, Rahm, and Rory market, and they weren't that far off. So I was like, fuck it. Like if we can eliminate 4 guys from the top of the board, let's do it. There's always going to be some random finishers on this odds board, so I'm down. Let's eliminate the top 4 guys. let's win some bets because I really think I will have one. I know I'm going to have one of the 5 guys I bet in the mix for a top 3 finish come Sunday. So if we can eliminate those top 4 guys on the odds board, I think we have a really good chance to cash an outright this week. I was so close to betting Ludwig Aubert at he was, I think, 10-1 in the without market that I was looking for, and 8.5-1 in the without all the top 4 guys. And although I love him on the point and shoot golf course. I love him on even a club down golf course. I really do. I couldn't stomach the number in his first Olympics in a really big stage, but I really think it's a good spot. I'm bullish on Ludwig. I think he'll play well. Maybe if I honestly, if I could find a plus money top 10, I might rip that before we tee it up in the morning. So I really do like Ludwig, but I started with Decky at 22. I mean, I talked about him earlier in the week. I don't care what he did in Scotland. Decky is not a links golfer. I'm not worried about what he did in Scotland. He hit the ball well. He didn't have good results. And when he's hitting the ball well, he's trending. He can win in any field. He sounded really confident in his pressure. I know I didn't listen to it. I read it. So it wasn't Japanese. Hopefully they weren't lying about what he actually said. But he sounded really good in his presser and confident in his presser. I love how he's hitting the golf ball. So Decky 22-1 without the top 4 guys in the odds board. I don't think that's a really bad bet. And then I mentioned him before, Nikolai 60-1, playing great golf. He's just playing good golf. In all the majors, he's been mixing, and he just hasn't really put it together. I'm going to talk about one more bet because I don't want to go through the entire betting card because that is over at Jersey Betting, where you can get all the betting information, all the write-ups, everything. But I will just talk about Ryan Fox, 70-1, a guy who's finished T6 here before, and he's striping the irons right now. I talked about earlier in this pod, the iron play is going to be so crucial this week. Play out of the fairway, stripe your irons. And he's been striping them the last few weeks, and he's played well here before. He's a very volatile golfer, and it's 70-1. I'm down for a high ceiling golfer, like miss the cut or finishes out the top 3. Let's do that, Ryan Fox. Let's get a gold medal back to New Zealand. I think we should do that. Going over the DFS side of things, I think some interesting plays. I really like in the 8K range, 9K range. I mean, Tom Kim, and I think he's a great pivot off of Tommy Fleetwood. I think everyone's going to go to Tommy with the course history, with the recent stats. But although I think Tommy's probably safer, I think Tom Kim has a much higher floor. By much higher floor, probably 4 to 5 placements, but that can make you $1 million if you really are into that type of thing. Then down the board a little bit, Abraham Answer, I think, is a great play. I think he's going on the radar, and he's playing really good golf. Played solidly at Troon, played really solid at Live UK for the first 27 holes, and he kind of fell off. So it's half the golf tournament. So I love what Abe Answer's doing. And down in the 6K range, I'm not going to go through the 6K range because I have an entire podcast dedicated to the 6K range. So if you want the 6K plays, be sure to check that out. Talking through some props and some bets, I'll give out some information. I had someone tell me that I bet Victor Perez top 40 minus 400. Look, I bet to pay the bills. I bet to live. Call it stupid. Call it what you want. There's a ton of value in a bet like that. And I also bet Shubh Sharma top Indian minus 200. That ballooned all the way up to minus 375, I believe. So you got to find – I think Victor Perez top 40 in a 60-man field should be closer to minus 5 to minus 550. So I think the minus 400 is a great value if that's above your pay grade. You'll get there. You'll mature in a few years. You will mature. I know you will. So, and then from there, some other props that I'll just go through them. I bet Abe Answer, top Mexican. Everyone knows if you're betting the Olympics, you got to bet the top Mex market. It's just a given. So I found him on some locals at minus 110, but he's up to minus 130 on some legal books. So, I mean, I'd probably take it up to minus 120 if I had it, but I got it at minus 110. I think, like I said earlier, I think Answer is a great selection for this golf course. And I think he's playing great golf. Ortiz is the threat for sure. He's it's like a pick 'em, but I think, Answer is going to win that prop. Some other low nationality markets that I didn't bet, But I kind of want to look live to see if the numbers have moved, because I mentioned that I would take Maddie Schmid at top German if it got up to plus 130, I believe, or plus 140. Let's see. Let's go to Bet365. Let's go to top golfer by category, by tournament. German. He's plus 100. So I don't think that's enough value on Stefan Jaeger. Stefan Jaeger's minus 140. Maddie Schmid's plus 100. So I'm going to pass, but I'm going to lean Schmid. And then also I said I would bet, what nationality was it? It was, okay, French. I was going to bet Victor Perez, top Frenchman, at plus 130, but I also believe that he is too short. Let's look live. He's only plus 100, the exact same odds as the German market. And then also I missed that that top Argentinian, Grillo, is minus 275. I probably would only take it up to minus 200. I don't think Toasty has any chance to come close to Grillo, but Toasty's such a volatile guy that I could just see him somehow popping for a little bit. So that's that. Those are some props. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. You want the font. What's good, Andrew Herman? Appreciate you joining. That wraps it up. You want the full betting card with all the write-ups, you know where to find me. Any questions, you guys know where to find me. The first round leader card is out. We've been hot, the first round leaders. We'd hit, I think, 3 of the last 4 weeks, and we had Patrick Rogers last week, who was 8 under through 16 and then threw up on himself, who would have cashed another. That would have been 4 first round leaders in 4 weeks. We've been cooking. I mean, peaks and valleys. So you gotta appreciate the hotness when it's coming. So got a ton of action this week. Let's do it. Let's do it. Gun to head. I think Scotty Scheffler wins the golf tournament, but the betting card is out. I gave you 3 out of 5 names. So you want the rest of it. You want the first round leader card. You know where to get it. It costs you like $5. It's like, but this is my career. This is my job. I'm really trying to. So if you helping me, well, if I can help you, I appreciate you helping me. Thank you. I will talk to you guys soon, probably Friday night or Friday afternoon with a 36 hole update. Peace out. Let's win some bets this week. Peace.